Доброго времени суток вам и хорошего настроения. С вами мастер, мы продолжаем играть SpellForce стрим. Всем приятного просмотра. Я, кстати, узнал, почему у нас лагала игра на прошлом стриме. Лагала она не только у нас, а все, кто скачал последний патч. Вот какой-то веселый патч был. Ну, игру мы уже обновили, все должно быть нормально.
Let's see. That's better. Blasted, isn't it incredible how this old man is unwilling to see reason?
From his point of view, you're the one who's being stubborn. He seems to be a very pious man.
There's a difference between being pious and being deluded. Anyway, all the better you're here. Let's discuss how we proceed. What we need first is proof to convince Arlen. As long as he insists on fighting that plague in prayer shrines, we cannot take any real action.
What kind of proof did you have in mind?
That remains to be seen. First of all, scout Leafshade's surroundings. Just like the Bloodburn, the infections don't follow a clear pattern, but all of them took place outside the city walls. I will mark the place on your map where the activity has been most extreme. Secondly, there's a human military outpost nearby. To investigate, you'll need to ask for permission to cross their borders. After the disaster in Lianan, the last thing we want is another breach of our treaty.
Who are these humans?
As I said, I believe they are from the Royal Army. So far, our contact has been sparse, but they seem to be peaceful.
Секундочку.
If it really is the Bloodburn, what makes you think there is a cure?
I've asked myself the same question. But then I realize there's no point in worrying about it as long as that old fool is sabotaging our attempts to stop it.
If the jungle is corrupted, isn't it dangerous for us to scout it?
No, the infection doesn't happen instantaneously. If you were to stay longer, say for 2 or 3 days, it might get you. But for now, you're safe.
Very comforting.
All right. We'll do our best.
Yes, and thank you. I appreciate your help.
Получаем задание исследовать локацию, что мы уже успешно сделали. Ладно, исследуем еще раз. Вот как раз нужно исследовать святилище, на которое мы обратили внимание, когда проходили. Так, в который раз вспоминаем управление. Здравствуй, Волкарт. Вспоминаем, что у нас и где.
Yes.
Give the word.
Yes.
Здесь была орда мобов, мы их уже убили.
Oh, do you smell that? Yes, like carrion.
And the water has the same color as the blisters on the corrupted.
If you ask me, we just found the cause of this plague. And it's definitely not a curse.
Может, только в одну точку исследовать?
Ага.
Тогда мы немного не туда побежали. Давайте телепорт куда-то сюда.
Sure.
Кстати, где-то здесь оскверненный древень бродил. Вот здесь он нас выгнал. Не забываем про него. Если будет возможность, нужно будет убить.
Yes?
A traveler.
Don't get many in these
Это
parts.
мы уже слышали.
What do you want? If you're looking for...
Can you let us in?
As I said, no. This isn't a roadside inn. Now sod off.
Ну, а с эльфы присрали.
Wait, not so fast. The more here sent us. It's important.
The more here, huh? All right, fine. Come in, but make it quick. We already have visitors, and they aren't too fond of your employers.
Yes.
Don't you think
You should rethink your position, old man.
I doubt it.
The light doesn't show
Even if they know
mercy
General
on
Norrie
those
is
who
looking for
betray
me,
it.
they wouldn't know my face.
Well, maybe the light can show you the way out of my bloody camp instead.
You don't know who you're messing with.
Oh, I think I do. I'm messing with a bunch of
still
renegade
hooded.
cutthroats who think they can walk into a camp of the Royal Army and make demands just because their lunatic leader told you so. So, one more time for the slow ones among us. We won't attack those elves. On the contrary, if you do as much as lay a finger on them, you'll have to deal with us too. Are we clear?
You...
Are we clear?
Yes.
6000 хп. Неплохо.
Uh-huh.
Давайте пообщаемся с солдатами.
Now would you?
And who
Здравствуй,
exactly
коробка.
are you?
Just a traveler. I'm working for the more here.
Ah, I see. Best you talk to Sergeant Copper then.
Why put up an outpost in the middle of the jungle?
Pardon my tongue, but that's none of your business.
Who are those mercenaries in your camp? They don't look like Northander soldiers.
Well observed. They are Bane,
Нет,
you
коробка,
know,
это
purity
другая
fanatics.
игра.
And no, I have no fucking clue why Sergeant Copper let them in the first place.
Не настолько жесткая РПГшка.
All right. I'll be off. Thank you for your help.
Sure.
Interesting.
Huh?
Who are you people? Northander soldiers?
Aye, sure. We're humble servants of the Queen. Look, friend, I know what you are. A defiler. And if we weren't in the camp of that fucking coward right now, this conversation would go down a tad differently. So do yourself a favor and sod off before things change. 'Cause they will.
I think these are Bane. Purity fanatics. The ones Clara warned us about.
I heard that.
If you're not soldiers, what are you doing in this camp?
Business.
I'll leave you be.
Интересно, никого не смущает, что посреди лагеря валяется труп?
Fine.
Для них нормально? Симптомы похожи на кровный жар, но есть и различия. Черные волдыри, заплывшее лицо, но никакого кровотечения. Это, наверное, тот, кто заразил источники. Почему-то так кажется.
What? Wait a moment. You? Gilbert Vilmas, 2nd Division Everlight Infantry, isn't it? Blazes. What are you doing here?
I think you're mistaking me for someone else. I'm not with the army.
Oh, am I? Huh. Could have sworn. Oh, well, never mind. Who are you then? And how the heck did you get in here?
The guard let me in. My name is Tahar, and I'm with the more here from Lithuania. There's something we need to discuss.
Tahar? Like that sodding rebel mage bastard? Boy, I surely don't envy your name. Forenthus Copper, 2nd rank sergeant to the Royal Army. So, what news do you bring from our elven friends?
Well, I assume you've taken note of this strange plague going on in Leafshade. The elves have sent me to investigate it, and are asking for permission to cross borders.
Granted.
Just like that?
What should I say? We need this plague gone as much as the more here. We've stayed away from the corrupted parts, aye, but we've nonetheless lost 3 men already. Just don't do anything unwise, and you can walk freely within our sectors. One more thing, though. There is something that we need done, and I don't have any men to spare at the moment. Would you be willing to help us as a sign of goodwill?
You seem to be rather relaxed concerning the corruption. How come?
Relaxed isn't the right word, but unlike that bloodburn plague, this one is predictable. Since we've stayed away from the jungle and within our walls, we've had no new infections. And unlike the more here, we're not permanent settlers in this place.
So you don't think the bloodburn has anything to do with it?
With the corruption? No, I doubt it. I mean, I'm not a healer, but the symptoms are very different.
Он попросил помощи, и мы отвечаем ему. Да, нам нужна помощь, нам. Отличный перевод.
What do you need?
Well, it's simple. Since we made camp here, some of my men and women have contracted a nasty kind of fever. We ordered a shipment of herbs from another outpost in the Utran lands, but it hasn't arrived, and the man I sent to get it has not been heard of ever since. Would you be willing to search the shore for my scout, or maybe the ship itself? The weather has been rough lately, and maybe it was wrecked.
Sure. Any idea where we should search?
Aye. Do you have a map? Here. That's where we were supposed to receive the shipment.
Got it. Thank you.
Are you sure we have time for this, Tahar?
It never hurts to have additional allies.
Получили еще один квест. А куда дальше, я не понял, кстати.
Oi, you. Wait a moment.
Me?
No, the Queen's golden tits. Of course you. Say, does the name Bertrand Carpel ring a bell for you?
Why? What do you know about Bertrand?
Not much.
Лунная походка.
Only that he came by our camp just this morning and told me he was looking for someone. And the face he described looked just like yours. Anyway, I told him I had no bloody idea what he was on about. So he left. But asked me to leave a message if you should come by. Which heck knows why you did.
What's the message?
Just that he's up north somewhere, here in Leaf Shade, and that he'll be waiting there for you until dusk.
Huh. Well, thanks for letting me know.
Don't mention it. Safe travels.
Так-то мы государственный преступник. Нас вся страна ищет. И вот солдаты королевства, у них что, нету моего описания? Даже имя свое назвал.
Sounds like a plan.
И все равно нас не заподозрили.
You got it.
Attack!
No!
Непалевно. Разваливается.
We'll make short work of it.
Союзник наш.
What's next? I hope you have a good explanation for this.
I do.
Опять
I'm
лунная
Iala.
походка.
I and those 5 men were hired to kill you.
You're assassins.
We are.
Who are you working for? How did you know we'd be here?
You weren't as hard to follow as you think, Tahar. And regarding your first question, Amaria Leonider.
The head of House Leonider? But why?
Well, I hate to say it, but there are a lot of people who want you dead, Tahar. The question should be, why her? And I'm afraid I don't have an answer for that. I'm not paid to ask questions.
Так понемногу идет от нас.
Sorry, but I don't understand. Why did you help us?
I'm afraid that's complicated. Do you prefer the short or the long version?
Вы версии послушаем. Ну, я никуда не спешу. Давай длинную.
Give me the long version.
All right. I didn't know much about you when I accepted the contract, save for the fact that you were a renegade soldier, and that you, together with an elf named Iria, escaped the Grey Keep prison somehow.
That would be me.
I thought so. Well, we followed your trail until Farland's Hope, where you entered that cave, wherever it leads. Since we couldn't follow you in there, we waited in the village. Well, and it was there I learned that you were after a cure for the bloodburn.
And that made you change your mind?
Yes. To be frank, I lost someone to the bloodburn. Someone very close to me. And even though nothing is going to bring her back, I want an answer. In other words, I want to offer you my services.
Что достало у карт? Ты о чем? Я только сел играть в эту игру.
That guard who sent us here, he mentioned a friend of mine, Bertrand. Did you...
Harm him? No. I don't even know who or where he is. Leonider gave us that name and told us it would be a good lure. So we paid that guard a handful of coins to tell you his story. That's it.
And just why should we trust you? You're a sellsword.
I can't tell you what to do or feel. But think of it this way. If I had wanted you dead, why would I risk my life to save you? Furthermore, word that the assassination failed will get around soon enough. And mark me a betrayer among my kind. Even if I decided to murder you in your sleep, I would not get any money from it.
She has a point.
I do.
That friend you lost, who was it? How did she die?
I would rather not talk about it. Not here. Not now.
Ну, похоже, еще одна наша спутница будет. Вторая девушка только. Как-то мало девушек в нашем пати.
How can you help us?
Well, judging from the trail of blood you left behind, this won't be your last battle. I can make sure they'll end in your favor. Also, I am, how should I put it? Different. I can feel and see things others can't.
Симпотная, кстати.
Such as the fact that you were running from something. I do not know what it is, but I can sense it. There's something in the idea of home that scares you.
That's a pretty wild guess.
Maybe. Only you can know this. Long story short, I'm a dreamweaver.
A dreamweaver? I've heard that before. So you're some kind of mentalist?
Close. Let us suffice to say that I feel and perceive differently than most people. In every aspect.
Fair enough. Join us, if you must. We need all the support we can get.
Thank you. There are some things I need to take care of before I'm fully at your disposal. I suggest you finish whatever business you have here, and then meet me at the route back to Iskander.
Will do.
Good. I will be waiting. And thank you for your trust.
Говорит, и спасибо за доверие. Да, пожалуйста. Все равно я не мог выгнать.
And off she goes.
For what it's worth, I think you did the right thing. There's something odd about that woman, but she is telling the truth.
And she definitely knows how to wield those daggers.
She does.
Очень просто доверять человеку, если у тебя нет второго варианта. Блин, могли бы портал поставить где-то здесь, чтобы далеко не бегать.
Let's see.
Yes? Did you find anything?
Two things. There's a treant who's affected by the corruption, which makes it likely that it isn't the blood burn that's causing this. Secondly, there are strange pools further down the jungle, and they seem to be tainted somehow. I doubt this was Ellen's doing.
Tainted, you say? But could it be...
What?
Well, something like this happened before, in Finn and Mir, over 2 centuries before. Which means, however, that I know how to solve this problem too. Blast it, why didn't I think of this earlier? I think it's time to let Arlen in on the results of our little expedition. Come, let's talk at the square. Arlen? Our new friend found some interesting news that might be worth talking about.
Now would you
What? While you were busy praying our sorrows away, our new friend took the initiative and did some scouting. Care to tell him what we found?
Well, the corruption is neither caused by the blood burn nor by the Guardians. There are tainted pools down in the jungle which seem to be responsible.
Pools? But... Yes, Arlen. They've been tainted.
What do you mean? What are those pools and how do we cleanse them from the taint?
They are how should I put it, the life source of this forest. Apparently there's a cave full of aria and lenya beneath leaf shade, which is one of the reasons why this forest is so lush.
So the water is magical?
Well, not exactly, but it's vital to the forest's survival. If it has somehow been corrupted, which your story suggests it has, that's bad.
And how do we cleanse them? Is this even possible?
Yes, but it's not an easy task. We'll need a lot of resources for that. And our most capable commander, Gilius, is not in leaf shade at the moment.
Well, if you want to, I can help. I've served as a commander for almost a decade.
I'm not?
If we do that, give you the command over this place until the problem is solved, do you promise by Ellen
Да,
not
конечно.
to abuse
Обещаю.
your power?
Arlen, what?
Do you promise?
Yes, I do.
Good. Then I will instruct the citizens to follow your command. For now.
Так, теперь идем искать
As I
эльфийских
said,
девственниц.
cleansing the pools is
Пользуясь своей
complicated,
властью.
but possible. In order to do that, we will need to expand our sector. The ritualists need to have free and safe passage through the jungle.
I will do my best. What do we do once we've secured one of those pools?
Instruct our workers to cleanse them and make sure they are protected. If the animals are as savage as you claim, then they might be a real danger. Now, lest we get started. We've wasted enough time already.
Understood.
Good. Varden, send word to the guards. I will take care of the workers.
Well, that was quick. Let's make sure not to blow our chance.
Fair enough. If we want the elves to be able to perform the rituals on those altars, we'll need to secure a path to them
Задание
first.
провалено, дальние
Agreed.
берега. Что? А как я должен буду догадаться, что это нужно сделать вот прямо сейчас? Ну офигенно. А можем загрузиться где-то не очень далеко? А сейчас. Так, это вроде до диалога. Просто дали задание, сказали, сходи туда-то, сделай то-то. Окей, будет время, схожу, сделаю. Пошел по сюжету основному, задание провалено.
Mohir elves, exiled from Finland.
Да, это уже провалено.
For decades, the Mohir elves, exiled from Finland.
Так, сейчас опять будет засада, опять диалог. — 28-й патч вышел на игру. Отличная локализация.
No!
I hope
I'm Iana.
Это все пропускаем.
I and the
You're-
we are.
Who-
You well, and I'm afraid I don't have an answer. I'm afraid that's complicated.
Give-
Or well,
And-
yeah. In other words, I want to offer. Harm him.
And-
I do.
How-
Well, so
That's a
make long clip. Think there's
Will-
good. I will be waiting. And thank you for your trust.
Так, теперь про квест.
And off she goes.
For what it's worth, I think you did the right thing. There's something odd about that woman, but she is telling the truth.
And she definitely knows how to wield those daggers.
She does.
Вот, квест. Отправляйтесь на побережье. Вот где здесь предупреждение, что квест нужно сделать вот прямо сейчас. Догадаться, конечно, можно, потому что по сюжету мы решаем проблему, ну, первый источник проблемы, а вот доп-квест только последствия лечит. Карту, кстати, поменяли. Раньше дорог не было вроде. Насколько я понимаю, нам вот сюда. Зеленый берег, дикая нетронутая природа, крутые холмы, бурные волны. Лутеранское побережье, которое иногда называют Зеленый берег, не славится гостеприимством. Немало кораблей разбилось здесь во время северных бурь. Теперь бомбки кораблекрушения привлекают бродяг, которые рыщут по берегу в поисках добычи. Почему так уехал в сторону? Вот посмотрим, что за персонаж у нас новый. Жестокость, устранение. 2 уникальных дерева навыков, устранение и плетение снов. Ладно, сейчас возьмем с собой на карту, там разберемся, что ей брать. Пати. Рохен никакой, Рохена убираем. Ирия хиллер, Ирию в любом случае берем. Урам прикольный, хорошо дамажит, толстый. Ну давайте вместо Урама возьмем девочку новую. И гнома как танка. Хотя Урам тоже неплохой танк.
Savage wildlife, steep hills, stormy shores. The Utran coast, also known as the Green Coast, is not known for its hospitality. Many ships have run aground in the northern storms, a phenomenon which regularly attracts wanderers who scavenge the coastline for loot.
Do you feel the wind? We're getting close to the coast. If Sergeant Copper is right, and the ship really did sink, some of the cargo might have washed up on the shore.
Well, many have died here. A lot of them. And it happened recently.
And you know that? How?
As I told you, I can sense emotions and thoughts, even if those who felt or thought them are long dead.
All right. Let's also keep an eye out for that scout Copper mentioned.
Is there anything you need?
Так, во-первых, она ловкач. Давайте подберем оружие. Серьезно? Вот это одноручное копье. Кинжал какой-то смешной. Иметь. Просто двухметровое одноручное копье. Я не знаю, как оно управляется, но удачи. Беру вампиризм. Бесконечный вампиризм. В чем прикол? Можно навесить метку плетельщицы снов. Если эта метка висит, то когда вампиризма отсутствует. Метка навешивается каждой автоатакой. Как-то так. Многовато скилла получается. ХПшку немного прокачаем. Ловкость. Здесь это максимум, будем знать. Что мне очень сильно не нравится в этой игре, так это скиллы. Очень неудобно все юзать. Так, что нам нужно будет чаще всего? Вампиризм. Удар из тени. Вихрь клинков, допустим. Значит, здесь вызов двойника, вызов провокатора и стан. Как-то так. Кстати, очень много маны нужно. Вызов двойника — это вся наша мана практически.
Well, let's see. These were sailors. Shh, up ahead. Get ready.
Это противники. Давайте сейф.
It will be bloody. What do you require?
Looters, as expected.
Yes, but that might be good news. If there's looters, there must be loot. So either your theory about washed up cargo is right, or there's something else they came here for. I am ready.
Прикольно. Вызываются двойники, которые сильнее, чем оригинал.
I am ready.
Причем два. Больше хп, больше защита, больше урон.
Yes.
Easy.
Хорошо дамажит.
I'm injured.
Тут хпшка никакая. Два жреца что-то не убили.
I'll be swift.
Will do.
На столе полувыпотрошенная рыба, а на земле еще свежая кровь. Здесь явно кого-то застали врасплох.
Interesting.
Кожа рыбака неестественно бледна и покрыта странной слизью, напоминающей вам след улитки. И к чему это было? Явно тонко намекали на какого-то монстра, а его нет.
Prepare yourselves.
Now would you look at that? Let's see. Understood. Interesting. Well, damn it. Seems that the warden ran out of oil.
What about that camp to the south? It looks like an outpost. They might have some.
А зачем мне масло?
Now would you look at that?
Неожиданно оказалось, что нам нужно масло для маяка.
Debris. Damn it.
And a lot of it. So the sergeant's theory was right.
Yeah, but let's look around. As I said, if we're lucky, some of the cargo might have washed up too. Let's see.
Understood.
Солдат Короны, должно быть, пытался помогать потерпевшим крушение морякам. На борту этой шлюпки вырезано название «Сесилия». На борту, это читали.
Bloody creepy this is.
Oi! Soldiers! Wait, we...
Get them!
Отличная атака.
Child's play.
I'll do what's required.
Interesting. Huh. Seems that some of the sailors managed to save themselves. And they took some of the cargo with them.
But no sign of this medicine you're looking for.
Каким-то образом сделали вывод, что кто-то спасся. Не знаю, как мы до этого дошли. Ну ладно.
That way?
Of course.
Let's see. Now would you look at that?
Судя по одежде, покойный был матросом, его грудь пересекает глубокая рваная рана, возможно, от когтей.
Finally. Interesting. Barricade. Someone or something tore it down.
The plunderers?
Possible.
As you want.
Crazy! Put that damn torch out.
Поздно, ребята, поздно, я уже здесь.
You know what the note said.
Come on! Don't be such a sis! Shut your mouths already, will you? Let's search this place and get out of here.
Пообщаться можно.
Sorry, friends, but this spot is taken.
Huh?
I said find your own spoils. We were here before you.
We're not looters.
Oh, you aren't? Then what do you want?
Did you kill these soldiers?
You think we could do that? I'm flattered. No, we didn't. These sods were dead when we came here.
Huh. Then what happened?
Well, depends on who you ask. My pal Reinhardt thinks it was them more-here bastards from the jungle, whereas Henry thinks it's some strange, unspeakable evil that haunts these lands.
You make it sound like I'm an idiot. The warden's note was very clear.
Aye, because sitting in a bloody lighthouse all day and night with booze as company likely turns you into a person of reason. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Dead is dead.
Strange, unspeakable evil?
Yeah. The lighthouse warden left a note before he killed himself. Apparently there's some horrible ghost haunting these lands, and it searches for the light.
It's true. There's something else on this coast. Something sentient.
Oh, Please, lady, don't give him even more ideas.
Why would the Moor here attack a Northander camp? That doesn't make sense.
Then they take on the Northander army in that village, too? What was his name, Leonon? It's obvious they didn't give a fuck about the White Mist Treaty anymore.
Huh, I see. Am I right to assume that the wreckage on the coast belongs to a trade ship?
Привет, Алексей.
Well, judging by what little is left of the cargo, yeah. Guess they ran into that storm last week, poor sods. Even the weather's gone mad.
Don't you feel bad about this? Stealing from the dead?
Why? It's not as if these pals still need it, do they?
Ну, логично.
Well, you have a point.
Of course I do.
The other looters attacked on sight. You seem a bit more reasonable. Are they your men?
Who do you think we are, Plunderers United? No, we're all here on our own.
So, you fight each other?
Not as long as we respect each other's territory. First come, first serve.
We need to search the camp.
You deaf? I said this is our spot.
Можем всех убить, но в принципе люди ни в чем не виноваты. 50 золота это немного.
How about this? That's more than whatever you can find here will bring you on a market.
Let me see. Fine. Boys, we're leaving.
What? But...
I said, we're leaving. Good luck, friend. Whatever it is you're hoping to find here. You again. What do you want?
Terror. Slithering, brutal, ghastly.
I beg your pardon?
Oh, it's just thoughts. Memories. I can still feel them. Whatever it was that caused this massacre, the soldiers were terrified.
Я бы такой онлайн, как у тебя. Ты о чем, Алексей? Меня на ютубе сейчас смотрит 4 человека. В принципе 9. Это еще много для этой игры. Я удивлен.
Corporal?
Большая часть нарывов кровного жара лопнули, остался лишь один, огромный, напоминающий опухоль и закрывающий всю правую половину лица той женщины. Еще совсем мальчик, не больше 17 зим. Вы уверены, что где-то его уже видели, но не можете вспомнить, где мальчик? Бородатый мальчик, которому 17 лет, окей, как скажете. Еще одна жертва кровного жара. Похоже, болезнь пришла сюда не так давно. Я ребятам отдал 50 монет. Вот уже 66 нашел.
Yes, that should do the job. Now back to the lighthouse.
I'll be swift.
На Алексей экзамены важней. После экзамена поиграешь уже. Повозка покрыта слоем прозрачной, дурно пахнущей слизи.
Of course.
И тупик. Так, где монстр? Нигде монстра нет. Не дают повоевать. Статуя в честь короля Аэлита. Надпись гласит: «Да восславит король Аэлит, давший обет заботиться о мире и процветании на Эо».
Sounds like a plan.
Например, какого-то древнерусского видетя, а не короля.
What do we need?
Неплохо, Алексей. Сдать нетрудно. У тебя же не попросили пятерки получить повсюду. Неплохой стимул.
What are those things?
Our monsters.
Well, let's hope they aren't as strong as they are ugly.
Там перевод, как всегда, немного неточный. Сказал, буду надеяться, что они не такие сильные, как страшные. Что-то вроде такого.
Now would you look at that?
Игра на высокой сложности, но как-то незаметно. Нашли дневник. Где-то. И куда ты дневник попал? Ладно, проехали. Задание: победите всех медуз. А, где они? Вижу.
What do you require?
Just give the word. Sure.
Многовато, ребята. Значит, повезло тебе, Алексей. Вот я в школе очень сильно любил математику. Потом пришел в универ и понял, что у меня математику очень плохо преподавали, и я в математике нифига не шарю. Неприятное было удивление. Вызываем зомбарей.
Tiara's breath. What were those things?
Snake women. Medusae. They shouldn't be in these parts of Io, though. Still no sign of the cargo.
Blasted. Well, it was worth it. Wait, do you see that? Their bellies.
It's swollen, as if they just had something to eat.
Yes. They don't look like the kind of creature that has a use for medicine. So maybe they swallowed the cargo right with the arm that held it. Let's see.
Смотря что за стратежка, Алексей.
I knew it. This looks like the medicine, doesn't it?
It does. We were lucky the plants were already processed into potions.
Well then, seems we got lucky. Then let's head back to Leafshade.
Возвращаемся назад.
For decades, the Mohir elves, exiled from Finnanmere, have roamed Io in search of a new home. In Northander, they were promised lands of their own. But as the Mage Rebellion arose, they were quickly forgotten. Now, years later, they've taken shelter in a nomadic settlement in Leafshade, a dense, dangerous jungle, amidst the no man's land between Utrecht.
Тем более стратежек.
Yes?
Interesting.
Look at that, a friendly face. Got news?
Yes, though I'm not sure you'll like it. The ship ran aground and your scout is dead.
Huh, I'd suspected as much already. What about the shipment? Were you able to recover any of the goods?
I think so. Here, we found these potions. Are they what you were looking for?
Let me see. Aye, I think that's them. Great work. It's not enough to treat all of my men, but most of them. Thanks, friend. Once we've recovered, you'll have our full support.
Thank you.
Здесь как повлияет на сюжет. Получаем награду. Как-то пофиг, что. В этой вроде нет нормального доспеха. Выносливость 4. 18.
Yes. Corporal.
Вот вроде неплохой доспех. Хуже сопротивление против магии. Но магия не так часто бывает.
What do you require? Yes.
Let's see.
По-моему, вспомнил Алексей.
You got it.
Там, по-моему, еще каждый дом можно отдельно строить, ну, интерьер.
Understood.
Игра вроде в раннем доступе еще. Как-то играл. Не факт, что она выйдет когда-нибудь с раннего доступа.
I'm ready.
Yes?
Она
Yes.
вышла.
Did you find anything?
Two things. There's a treant who was
Может,
affected by
что-то
the corruption,
перепутал.
which, secondly,
Tainted you?
What?
I think it's time to
Ну,
let
всё
Arlen
слушали.
in on the results of our little expedition. Come,
Возможно, что-то
let's
напутал,
talk at the
Алексей, но в
square.
любом случае в такие игры я особо не играю.
Arlen, our new friend
это
found some
продолжение.
interesting news that might be worth talking about.
What?
While you were
well,
yes,
тоже
we-
слушали.
well, yeah,
Good.
I
Good. Well, that was quick. Let's make sure not to blow our chance.
fair.
Уже нифига не помню, как играть в этом. Карта очень маленькая. Нифига не вижу. Спасибо, Алексей, но не нужно. Я сомневаюсь, что буду в нее играть. Вот как РТС игру сделали не очень, по-моему. Слишком близко камера, слишком большие здания, слишком неявные ресурсы, неудобно.
Understood.
Прям где-то.
Look at that.
They ambushed us. Those fucking bastards ambushed us.
Who did? What happened?
The Bane. That tattooed whore. One moment it was all normal, then they started slitting our throats.
Shit. They're in control of your outpost now?
No. I'm just here because I wanted to stretch my legs. Good thing you got us that medicine. It worked wonders. They still got far too many of us, but at least some of us made it out alive. Please, friend. I know Arlen put you in charge. Send those fucking fanatics to the claws of Nor where they belong.
Какой-то щедрый Алексей. Честно говоря, я играю в эту игру, она слишком хардкорная. То есть нужно любить подобные игры, подобные шутеры. Я там просто гуфаюсь нон-стоп. Так что опять-таки спасибо, но не нужно.
But we're working for the purity. If we tell them that, then maybe...
Pardon my tongue, but I doubt the Bane gives a shit. They say they're acting out Aenir's will, but the truth is, they're just a bunch of radical racist fanatics. And something tells me the man you're working for knows that, even though he doesn't admit to it in public. You need to take them down.
I'll see what we can do.
Yes. Yes, you should. For what it's worth, me and my men should be ready to join the fight soon. And thank you.
All right. The Bane shouldn't be too hard to take down. Let's just stay focused.
В принципе, можно, наверное, вот так сделать и пойти всех убить сходу, как Амедея. Сходу дали нам армию. У нас сильные герои. Мы просто развалим противника.
I'll make it quick.
Damn it! I need healing.
Ну, вот и все, по-моему. Меня затащили. Зачем базу строить?
Sounds like a plan. Fair enough. Let's do this.
Здания как-то долго ломаются.
I think that was all of them.
No sign of the tattooed woman, though.
She must have made a run for it.
Очень трудная миссия.
I'm ready. Expansion is the key to victory.
Раздача ассасина. Алексей, я старый пират, я игры очень редко покупаю.
The outpost has been built. We've expanded our borders.
То есть большинство игр можно поиграть бесплатно, а те, что нельзя, не особо-то и хочется.
Expansion is the key to victory.
Давайте посмотрим, что у нас за зданием. Что у нас за войскам.
The outpost has been built. We've expanded our borders.
А, ты про Black Flag? Как-то раздавали. Да, по-моему, брал, но не уверен.
Commander?
That way?
Fine.
Take a second.
What's next?
Вот где-то здесь нужно поставить аванпост. А где?
Did you say something?
Попробуй найди, называется.
Got it. Expansion is the key to victory.
The outpost has been built. We've expanded our borders. Building completed.
World in Conflict нет, не играл. Почему здесь нет курьеров?
Commander?
Смотрим на войска. Послушница, следопыт, гвардеец, служитель, дозорный и наездник.
A wonderful day. Ellen truly smiles upon us. Let the taskmaster know if you have work for us, everyone.
Может, нужно еще передовой пост поставить? Это как-то не особо логично.
What do you require?
Ну, Watch Dogs мне не нужен, World in Conflict тоже. Assassin какой? Последний я поиграл бы. Постримил бы. из предыдущей части, то уже все это было.
What?
Good idea.
Передовой пост сам по себе строится.
We've expanded our borders.
So, what's the plan?
Expansion is the key.
Building completed.
Да, вот фишечка эльфов. Нужно ставить передовой пост только когда появляются рабочие. То есть очень медленное развитие получается.
The outpost has been built. We've expanded our borders.
I need help over here.
Эй, а что за... Офигеть. Это уже все зачистил был?
Yes, will do.
Непонятно, кто противники.
Come on, don't die on us now.
It will be bloody. I am ready.
Interesting.
Отправил сюда рабочих, как-то их не вижу.
Let's see. Got it. Expansion is the key to victory.
Построили передовой пост. По идее должны появиться курьеры, рабочие. А где они?
All right, give me a second.
А щитка как-то идет, рабочих нет, и щитка идет.
We've expanded our borders.
А вот, идут. Угу, отлично. Зашли и пропали.
Yes? Do we have workers for that?
The outpost has been built. We've expanded our borders.
It worked! The pool is clear. We might want to tell the squires about this. What?
I'll do what's required.
Well...
Yes?
Yes. Interesting.
Привет, Владимир. Какой жанр? Здесь смесь жанров. РПГ и РТС. То есть у нас есть пати, героев, у каждого героя есть снаряжение, прокачка. Но еще есть временами строительство базы. Ну, в основном это РПГ.
Sure.
Expansion is the key to victory.
Здесь есть карта мира, Владимир. То есть карты разные.
The outpost has been built. We've expanded our borders.
Let us see.
Well, why did the Moorhere leave Finn and Mir in the first place? Everybody I've asked so far gave me a different answer to that question.
Well, in a nutshell, because they had a disagreement with the Elder Council. They were convinced that the Council weren't serving Ellen and the Guardians anymore, but themselves. Which is true to an extent. Finn and Mir is an aristocracy.
And that's why they were thrown out?
Pretty much. They weren't well liked in Elven society anyway. Back when I was a novice, calling someone a Moorhere was an insult.
What did it mean?
Being ignorant.
Another one cleared.
Сюжетное сообщение отменил деловых. Отлично. Ждем. Какой сложности мы играем? На предпоследней. Может, сложность поднять? Просто эта миссия явно рассчитана на длительный замес РТС. А мы его сделали просто рашем. Давайте сюда сходим к торговцу. Может, что-то интересное будет.
Yes.
Yes, wanna trade?
Продаю все зеленого качества ниже.
Another one cleared.
Покупаю зелье здоровья.
That was all of them.
Well, that went better than expected. Let's tell the scryers about it in case one of the workers hasn't done it already.
A fair offer.
So, what's the plan?
122 зелья здоровья. Думаю, хватит до конца игры.
Now would you look at that?
It's done, isn't it?
Yes, I believe so. Is it over?
I don't think so. Despite everything we did, I can still feel something.
О, сейчас скажут
A
Энта
touch
убить.
of the taint still lingering in the forest. But we already have a suspicion what that might be.
The treant.
Yes. And while you were cleansing the corrupted pools, we have been searching the tomes for a spell.
A spell? You mean it's possible to cleanse the treant too?
Well, there's no certainty, but we hope so. As for the cleansing ritual, this magic hasn't been used for centuries. Still, it's our best chance. And you should be the one carrying out the task.
Конечно же я.
Why?
Because, from what I've been told, I doubt the treant will let you speak to it without resistance. Remember, the corruption still has it in its grip. In other words, what you need to do is to fight the treant until it's weakened, and then use the spell on it. The rest lies in Ellen's hands.
All right, then teach me that spell.
I will. Close your eyes for a moment. Valeth sareswen, joras varltar.
Запоминаем заклинание.
Did it work?
I think so.
Вдруг оно тоже в жизни пригодится.
Then use it at the right moment.
Мало ли.
When the treant is weakened enough. Now go. And good luck. My prayers are with you.
Энт вот здесь бродит. Кстати, наверное, можно армию свою привести, да? Еще кого-то построить.
Yes.
What? Where to?
Смотрим. Режущий урон нужен. Огонь и белая магия. Вот, кстати, нам дали новое заклинание. Но у нас, блин, забрали ауру. А новое заклинание давайте куда-то сюда.
Is there anything you need?
Uh-huh.
What's next?
У нас режущий урон только в говно героям.
Yes.
Да. Я все оружие продал. Окей, будем давить массой. Может, какой-то амулет есть? Черная магия нет, не то. Дополнительный тип урона белая магия. Вот это подойдет. Даем раму.
Yes.
Сейф.
Just give the word.
Commander?
Погнали.
Leave it to me.
All right, here we go. Arlen said we should cast the spell once the treant is weakened.
However, we're supposed to do that.
Just focus. We can do this.
What do you require?
I need help over here.
Need control.
You read my mind.
That's it. Cast the spell now.
Успеем. Блин, она долго кастуется. Отмена, не бейте, не бейте. Заклинание долго кастуется. Все, давай в соло. Сработало. Мы убили его. Мы его убили или спасли? Теряется.
Yes.
Did it work?
I think so. Can you hear us?
Все-таки спасли. Обожаю медленную озвучку в играх.
I think we should report back to the village now. Arlen and Varden will be thrilled to hear the news. So, what's the plan?
Этот босс не впечатляет, мягко говоря. Это его могли завалить без армии, я думаю. А дух скверны продолжает висеть. Странно.
Yes. Corporal.
Interesting. Fenrir, it's done.
So, the spell worked?
Yes, it was a hard fight, but the treant is cleansed. The corruption seems to be over.
That is remarkable. Ellen must have truly smiled upon you.
Конечно.
Maybe.
Truth be told, it's a bit ironic that it was a human who saved our people from this plague. And I'm just glad it's over.
Don't get your hopes up, Varden. Those humans who took over the Northander camp, the Bane, they'll be back.
Be that as it may, we held our end of the bargain. Will you help us?
Yes. Yes, we will. I've said it before. We are a small people, but you will have our help whenever you need it. We will send you a scryer and a division of our best soldiers and craftsmen to support your cause.
You'll have to give us time, though. A couple of days, maybe. We have to pick up the pieces the corruption left first. Where can we find you?
We've set up camp in a valley in Iskander. We can leave you a map.
Yes, do that. I'd invite you to stay for some days, but I'm assuming you have another matter to attend to.
A lot of them, actually.
Well then, this is goodbye. Thank you again for everything, friend. And may Ellen guide you.
Так, все награда. Неплохо, конечно, но ничего такого вау. Давайте амулет некроманта. Как раз рыжий будет неплохо. Их копа не хватает и маны.
Yes.
Uh-huh. Yes.
Смотрим, что у нас за квесты остались. Давайте пойдем на нашу базу, посмотрим, что там поменялось, пообщаемся со спутниками. Серьезные друзья. Это про то, что мне игру предлагали. Ну, есть добрые люди в мире. Вот, кстати, Владимир, если ты еще здесь. Ты спрашивал, одна ли здесь карта. Как раз открываем карту мира. Хотя нет, нас автоматом перемещает муандир, походу. Судя по долгой загрузке, нас перемещает муандир. Не посмотрим на карту мира.
Seems like the Moorhair elves have arrived. Good.
Yeah, just be careful.
Why?
Well, that scryer they sent, she claims to know you. I think she was there in Leonon.
Oh. Well, that's interesting. I'll talk to her as soon as I get the chance.
Что это такое? К игре уже вышло 28 патчей. Игра вышла, ну, сколько, 3 месяца назад, где-то так. Вот нельзя было пофиксить. Где я?
Yes. Let's see.
Yes, Corporal? How can I help?
Can you tell me more about your abilities? What's it like to be a Dreamweaver?
Well, I suppose trying to explain that to someone who isn't is like explaining what water feels like to someone who never swam before. It's strange. I can sense things. Emotions, thoughts, but also the echoes of such. If I enter a place where someone has died, I feel that person's sorrow, that person's fear. My mind, my consciousness, it's open. I know that might sound very vague, but it's the best I can do.
There's something I've been wondering. How can you kill for a living?
What do you mean? How can I align it with my morals?
Yes.
I don't know if this is the right moment for this conversation. Maybe another time.
Привет, Мэппинг.
What's next?
Yes, Corporal? How can I help?
I'd like to know more about your friend, the one you lost to the Bloodburn.
I'm not sure what there is to say. She was my friend, and the Bloodburn took her. Hence, I joined you. That is all there is to say.
Goodbye. Now would you look at that?
Huh?
Как дела самочувствия? Неплохо. Все как всегда. Сам как поживаешь?
Can you tell me more about your craft? About demonology?
And why's that? Thinking about a career change?
It's certainly a powerful school of magic. I could see myself dabbling in it.
Well, the moment you start dabbling with it is the moment you enjoy a very painful death. There's a reason demonology is forbidden. Most people who mess with it die. But sure, if you have questions, ask.
Let's start with the basics. What's the core principle of demonology?
It's simple. You study demons and their powers, and bind them to your will. And thus you gain access to their powers. Take a devourer. Once you've studied and subdued her to your will, you can access her strength. And I'm not talking about merely summoning her. You can channel her powers.
How is that supposed to work? Channeling their powers?
Hard to describe. Just imagine that the demon becomes a part of you. You connect it with your magic, so to speak. And when needed, you can call on it to help you. It's not just the power that comes with it. It's also the feeling. Channeling the essence of a Zarek Nar, a tribe-eater. It's a feeling that compares to nothing else in this world. You can't understand it till you've done it.
So in order to bind them, you need to beat them in battle, correct?
Well, it's a bit more complicated than that, but yeah. In a nutshell, that's it.
And I'm guessing that's what makes it so dangerous.
Among other things, yes. What can also happen is that your body simply can't handle a demon's unleashed essence. It can cause a brain rupture similar to what these masks the Purity use. And, to be honest, that happens to 8 out of 10 students of demonology. They subdue a demon, get excited, and let all their energy rush in at once. As a result, their brains explode like a watermelon hit with a warhammer.
Интересная магия.
So, why exactly is demonology forbidden?
Because it's dangerous. And because demonologists can be extremely powerful. More than some members of the ruling caste would like to see.
Что это одна из лучших стратегий РПГ в мире. Как минимум продолжение такой серии. SpellForce стрим. В детстве очень сильно любил первую часть. Вторая часть была неплохая. Третья, ну, сойдет. Ничего такого.
Is there a limit to how many demons you can bind?
No. If there were, I wouldn't still be traveling after all this time.
Interesting. Thanks for the insight.
Sure.
Давайте посмотрим, что здесь. Мы здесь еще не бегали. Во второй части тоже у тебя был свой город. Ты мог его отстраивать. Но там все как-то симпатичнее было. Здесь, мягко говоря, не впечатляет. Отличная дорога. Сейчас в конце такой тупик, без ничего. Оп, голем какой-то.
Understood. Got it.
They will fall.
Да, это надолго. Падение режущему урону 60%. Если магия, допустим. Магия не особо. У нас хороший вампиризм, это так.
Yes.
Да прекращай ты падать. Вот же неудачник. Главному герою нравится валяться на земле.
Interesting. Now would you look at that?
Так, и где-то я еще не бродил.
Will do.
Вот сюда давай. Здесь можно пройти? Мне? Нет. Главному герою нравится. Отлично. Спасибо, разработчики. Позволили сюда пройти, чтобы я нашел в конце тупик. Гениально.
Ah, Tahar.
Seems your men have made themselves comfortable.
Yeah, they have. There was a small disagreement between Flynn and the orcs, but we settled that, so it's all good now. But I'm guessing that's not what you came here for. You want to talk, right? About what I did 8 years ago?
Why did you do it? Why did you tell my father about my plan?
Well, what do you want me to say? I did it because back then, I still believed in your father's vision. What you, Zane, and Helena were going to do, it just seemed, I don't know, wrong. But that doesn't mean it was an easy decision. Also, I didn't think he'd execute you. Probably naive, I know, but it's the truth. You see, I joined Asamo because there was truth in his words. The masks, the pikes, all that hatred against us defilers that the purity of light is spreading now. It was all already there. The people always feared us, simply because we were different. Because we are better than they. Your father, he knew something like that would happen eventually. So he stood up and tried to stop it before it was too late. At least that's what he said. And to be honest, I still don't know if he only lost that vision or had never had it to begin with.
Did you just say because we were better?
Yes, better. How else should I say it? We cast fire from our hands, heal wounds with a mere thought, so how would you call it? I call it superior. and the ungifted know it as well as we do. But does that mean that we want to kill them? No. We're not animals, we're people, just like they are. Only that we are the lions and they are the cats. We didn't choose to be that way, but it's what nature chose for us.
Высокое самомнение, пацанам.
I can't believe you're saying this. The reason the people hate us mages now is because of what my father did. He confirmed their fears for them by starting this goddamn war.
Oh, really? And what about all that shit that happened beforehand? The witch burnings, mages driven out of the cities, gifted children abandoned by their mothers.
I don't know. But to me, it sounds like you're still trying to justify what you did in that war.
That's where you're wrong. It's not all black and white, Tahar. And you of all people should know that. I know I made mistakes. And I've spent the past 7 years making amends. What else do you think the Wayfarers are for? Why else would I have left? And look, I do not expect you to forgive me. I don't even know if I could do it if I were in your position.
I remember that back in the rebellion, ancient relics such as the Godstones were your speciality. Is there anything interesting you could tell me about them?
Interesting? That depends on what you mean by that. I mean, it goes without saying that what this rune allows us to do is beyond fascinating. Apart from that, I could only tell you the things you already know. How both the Hibernians and Shapers worshipped them and harnessed their magic. But that's about it.
Жаль, нельзя диалог засунуть куда-то в угол. Можно, допустим, лазить где-то в инвентаре и читать.
So, regarding the Wayfarers, you said that you founded them to make amends. Is that true? And if yes, how did you found them?
Yes. Otherwise, I wouldn't have said it.
As to how I formed them, it's a long story. And maybe one we should save for later.
I want to talk about my father.
I figured you'd want to eventually. What is it you want to know?
Do you think it's true? But he was simply crazy.
Towards the end, yes. He had certainly lost his sanity. But before that, I still don't know. I've said it before, but there's one part of me that likes to think he was a madman to begin with. And then there's the other voice that tells me that he was merely a visionary who had lost his way. But if there's one thing I know, it's that he was a leader. Whenever he spoke to us, it was electric. To this day, I've never seen someone with his charisma.
You sound almost nostalgic.
Nostalgic? No. It's just... I've never met someone with that energy. You have some of it, Tahar. I only started to realize that here. But most of it is still asleep.
Здесь есть элементы RPG, но это не такая жесткая RPG, как Fallout, допустим. Или Skyrim.
This might sound strange, but do you see any resemblance between him and me?
Interesting that you ask. Yes, there were moments where I could not help but notice that certain something that strongly reminds me of your father.
Could you be a bit more specific?
Well, I think that the best way to describe it is a sort of look in your eyes. It's somehow distant, but at the same time driven and intense. And it can be both intimidating and charismatic. I believe that it's this energy that helped your father rally the noble houses and all these mages behind him. And ironic as it may be, it might help you with our cause too.
My father never told me how he grew up. Do you know anything about that?
About his childhood? I'm afraid not. He shared some fragments of his past with me, but probably no more than he shared with you.
Нет, Гарри не меняется. Тем более я нифига не выбираю. Просто спрашиваю разные вещи.
Let's discuss something else. I'll be off.
История полностью линейная.
Yes?
Corporal? Need anything?
Tell me a bit about your time on the road. What was it like?
Is that a command, Corporal?
Пожалуйста.
Please?
All right, but I'm afraid there isn't so much to tell. Have you ever been on the road by yourself?
Верховым персонажем. Вот это я, это Илья, с которым мы говорим, это все остальные. Не знаю, почему так отображается, но как-то так.
A long time ago, yes.
Well, then you know how wearisome it can get. Sleeping under the stars sounds romantic at first, until you realize that most of the time it's sleeping in the mud in drizzle. Most of the time, your stomach and your purse are empty, and your feet are full of blisters. And, of course, there's the constant danger, especially if you're traveling on your own.
Did you ever have a companion?
Some, yeah, but most of it was just temporary. Though there was one I traveled with for longer. Quentin.
How did you meet?
Coincidence. A small town between Finn and Mir and Lar. We played dice together and he cheated. When I called him out on it, he tried to turn tail. But one of the other guests stopped him for me. They wanted to go give him a beating, but I told them to stop. He gave me back my money and we started talking. And, believe it or not, we found that we got along quite well.
So you started traveling together? With a thief?
I wouldn't call him that. He was just young and careless. We ended up traveling for almost a year.
I see. What was your relationship?
You mean... no, we were just friends. He was way too young for my liking, and I think I was too old for him. We were more like sister and brother.
What was his story? Where was he headed?
Into the blue, same as me. He had quite an interesting task, but I wouldn't feel comfortable sharing it with you, to be honest. He wouldn't want that.
Huh. So, how did you split up? What happened?
Nothing dramatic. We came by a village and decided to rest there for a while. The roads had become quite dangerous due to the mage wars, and we didn't want to go out unprepared. I did some healing for the villagers, and he helped out the local smith. He liked it, and the smith wanted him as an apprentice, so he stayed. I was surprised and a bit hurt at first, but then I realized it was probably for the better. I still think of him sometimes, though.
Huh. And how did you make a living?
That was the easiest part. I healed people.
With light magic?
Yes and no. It was my magic that mended the wounds, but since mages are often met with suspicion, how shall I say, got a little creative. Frankly put, whenever I treated someone, I gave him a magical potion to drink, which was just water mixed with some harmless herb to give it color. The rest was laying on hands to help the potion's effect, which was pure light magic and how I did the actual healing.
And that worked?
Better than you'd think. People were fighting over my panacea as if I was Ellen incarnate, while cursing the evil defilers who had caused this war. Ironic, isn't it?
Do you miss it sometimes? The vagabond life?
Well, we're still vagabonds somehow, aren't we? But I know what you mean. And yeah, I sometimes do. The wind on my skin, the vastness of the wildlands, and the fact that all you have to think about is the mile ahead of you. It's another world. There was this one night I'll never forget. I'd made a camp at a clearing, set up campfire, and I was leaning against a tree, slowly drifting toward sleep. Then, all of a sudden, it started to rain. Not just the usual drizzle, it was bucketing down, drowning everything, the earth, the noise, the plants around me. My first impulse was to jump up, to find shelter, get my things into the dry. But I didn't. Instead, I saw. I don't know how else to put it. All of a sudden, there was this deep sense of peace. As if all my life I had been chasing something without knowing it myself. And in that moment had found it. So I just watched. I sat there and I watched. That feeling lasted until the sun came up. And then I fell asleep. When I woke up, it was gone.
Неплохие здесь диалоги, хорошо написано, даже интересно, атмосферно. Но как-то трудно проникнуться, когда есть только озвучка. То есть вид сверху, лица не видно, чисто озвучка.
That sounds beautiful.
And a bit dramatic. But yeah, it was beautiful. I've never felt something like that again.
And what do you make of it now?
Truth be told, I don't know. But it changed something. Even though I cannot say what it is.
Goodbye. Understood.
Так, еще один диалог. И пойдем дальше по сюжету. Ох, как ярко здесь. Это слишком ярко.
To this day, the Shaper's magical and technological prowess remains unrivaled.
Let's see.
Tahar, may I help you with something?
What exactly is it that fascinates you about the Shapers?
Oh, Tahar, that's quite a topic. I don't mind sharing, but are you sure you want to go there?
Да, конечно. Можно отойти где-то минут на 5, думаю.
Tell me.
All right. Well, where do I start? You see, the Shapers have always fascinated me. They're all over Io. These remnants of a once so glorious civilization. Yet for some reason, so many people are almost oblivious to it. On the one hand, of course, that's very sad. On the other hand, it also makes it a lot more exciting. It's like I'm a treasure hunter, only that everyone else fails to see the treasures around us. Tell me, Tahar, when seeing all of this, don't you sometimes feel like you're exploring a childhood dream? The kind of world the poets and the bards always spoke of?
Sometimes, yes. It's dark, but also fascinating.
Absolutely. But this childish fascination was only the spark. The more I studied the Shapers, the more enthralled I became with their culture. Did you know that at the pinnacle of their existence, they ruled over all of Io? A global empire with no one to oppose them.
You seem to consider that a good thing.
Oh, good, bad. The world doesn't work like that. Of course, there are writings that hint at the fact that the Shaper Empire wasn't all rainbows and unicorns, but still it was stable. And it persisted for tens of thousands of years. Can you imagine? All this knowledge, all this art, all this wisdom. Nothing in the Io of today can match that. Nothing. It's like comparing a sea full of secrets with a puddle of muddy water.
How do you know all this?
Some of it from writings, some of it's just connecting the dots. I know how many scholars are out there at the universities giving their talks about the inscrutable empire, but it's not nearly as inscrutable as they say. Their problem is they're trying to understand the Shapers by reading books and dusty tablets. That's not how it works. You need to get out there, into the field. And even if it takes years of fruitless digging, eventually you're bound to stumble onto something. Another piece of the mosaic.
Very poetic.
Because it is.
My father always told me the Shaper Empire relied a lot on slaves.
What? No, that's rubbish. The Shapers had castes, yes, and it's probably the lower castes your father was referring to. But to call these slaves is like calling, say, a tanner who was born outside a royal family a slave, just because he'll never be a king. And even the very lowest caste, the Zalanyur, always had enough to eat, a roof over their heads, and could, without paying a single coin, get themselves healed by a cleric if they needed to. So if you think that's unjust, go ahead. Ask an Everlight beggar which era he'd rather live in. He's not a slave, yes, but in some ways he's worse off.
And how exactly did their empire come to be? They must have conquered quite a few nations.
They had the liberty of being the first living civilization on our EO, at least as far as we know. That made it easier to maintain peace and stability. Until the end and the dragons.
And yet, they died out.
Yeah. A great mystery.
Most scholars think it was the dragons.
They do, but I doubt it. You saw what the Shapers were capable of. Even a race as powerful as the dragons couldn't have wiped them out. And you see the shape this city is in, Tahar. There's no traces of fire and destruction. But regardless of what it was, it doesn't change the fact that the way the current races of this world treat the Shapers is nothing short of pathetic. They were greater than we'll ever be. But instead of studying this greatness, we ignore them. And why? Just because it doesn't fit into our religion, our traditions, or whatever reason they can come up with. Because to many, admitting what a marvel the Shapers truly were would mean admitting that our culture is pale in comparison.
Is our world really that bad?
That depends on your expectations. We could do worse, certainly, but if this is as good as we can get, then I have nothing to feel but pity.
Разработчики переборщили с диалогами. Их слишком много. Вот даже я люблю диалоги, но в подобной игре их слушать не особо приятно. То есть можно, но в меру. Здесь слишком много.
Maybe you're right. There's a lot we could learn from the Shapers.
There is. In any case, I suppose you found your answer, haven't you? This is what fascinates me about the Shapers. They're a reminder of what we could be, if only we wanted to.
I see. Well, thanks for the explanation, Iskrim. I appreciate it. That armor you're wearing looks quite special. Is it from Windwall?
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, it's from Windwall. I forged it myself. Why do you ask?
Well, our smiths might be able to forge you a better one. It looks quite worn.
What? No. No, that's not gonna happen.
Why not?
It means something to me. But if it's my protection you're worried about, I can do some work on it myself. You'd have to cover the expenses, though. I'm a bit short on material these days.
Fair enough. I'll let you know if I have some resources to spare.
Можно мне доспех скрафтить? Я бы не отказался.
Goodbye.
Да, защита так себе, 25, 25, 25. Даже у меня покруче.
Yeah, do you need something? I'm a tad busy.
И непонятно, как ему скрафтить что-то. Нет такого пункта.
Found out anything?
Well, so far all I can say is that what now,
which means that the
somehow,
yes.
Goodbye.
Ладно, пишу по сюжету. На карту мира нельзя перейти отсюда. И отсюда нельзя. Смотрим, куда нам дальше. У нас вроде есть разветвление, можем пойти вот сюда, Алниров клинок. Или вот сюда, в город. В городе мы как-то бродили, но не пошли по сюжетке, потому что были другие задания. Думаю, самое время вернуться и доисследовать.
Of the few refugees who make it to Everlight, many are shocked to find that their troubles do not end there. Though its neutrality as a city-state left it largely unscathed during the Mage Wars, the city has its own mountain of problems to struggle with. The biggest ones being the ever-growing gap between the rich and the poor, an uncontrollable rise in crime, and the Purity of Light's aggressive crusade for new followers.
Вот мы здесь уже исследовали. Открываем портал. Идем на пирс, переправляемся на Южный остров. Сюжетный квест найти камень создателей. И еще какой-то квест. Сейчас почитаем, что такое. В чем смысл игры? Ну, не знаю, что рассказывать. Все рассказывать это долго. По миру бродит болезнь, кровный жар, которая всех убивает. Наша цель — найти лекарство. Лекарство можем найти только мы. Вроде как. Это если очень коротко. Квест «Будный сын». Как утверждает Изгрим, единственный способ раскрыть тайну песни призраков — слиться с сознанием с муандирским нексусом, то есть получить доступ к воспоминаниям мертвых создателей. Для этого нужно снова растопить его, а значит отыскать и доставить Муандир 2 утерянных камня нексуса. Угу. То есть это одно и то же.
Interesting.
Huh? Help you with something?
I want to cross over there. How much will that cost?
25 gold. And no haggling.
I want to cross the lake.
Sure. Where to?
Нет, кто-то там, не знаю. Это что, ковры на пирсе? Серьезно? Ковры на пирсе. Как нас встречают.
That way?
Let's see.
Записка 4.2. 4.2. Офигенная записка. Вот много таких багов в игре. Ужасная локализация. Как-то нашли записку, где было написано сиськи. И это все.
Finally.
Жаль разработчиков. В принципе, неплохая игра, но, блин, локализация.
Fine.
Now would you look at that?
As a neutral, a political association of mages solely devoted to the study of magic, the members of the Creators Guild were among the few gifted that remained neutral during your father's war. Though not comparable to the great universe...
Here we are. Impressive.
And there's people down the hall. We should...
Interesting. We do not get visitors often these times.
Who are you?
I'm Undergast. I suppose you could call me the head of the guild. I sensed someone was coming and that someone had an intriguing aura. Now I know who it is. You are Isamo Tahara's child, are you not?
How do you know?
Well, I have studied Isamo Tahara's magic quite extensively, especially since the end of the Mage Wars. He was a remarkable man. Yours and his magical aura have a lot of similarities.
A remarkable man?
Yes.
Does that mean you supported him?
No, that is not what I said. I merely stated that he, as a mage and a man, was remarkable, unusual or special, and therefore surprising or worth mentioning. My opinion on the war is an entirely different matter.
How are our auras similar?
Well, hard to say. You can simply tell that you're related. And there's something else about you that is, well, strange.
I get that a lot. Could you elaborate?
It is hard to say. There's something peculiar about you. An oddity in your aura which I cannot make sense of. I'm sorry. Either way, I assume you are here for a reason. How may we, the little that is left of us, help you?
The ferryman told me about an attack on the guild after the Mage Wars. He said it was the reason that there are so few mages left on the island. Is that true?
Yes, but it was not just the attack. There was also an internal disagreement.
Что это за бред? Это какой-то там король очень выдающийся. Это маги, которые занимаются исследованиями. То есть представьте, посреди универа стоит бюст, допустим, ну, какого-нибудь президента. В России, допустим, Путина. И студенты стоят на колени и молятся. Вот такая ситуация в игре. Это тупо.
That attack. How did it end? Am I right to assume you stopped it?
Of course. They were trying to kill us, so we fought back and killed them instead. At least until their morale was broken. Looking back, I think that this display of power was something we should have done earlier. Only because we were peaceful, the people who attacked us assumed that we were defenseless. They will not make the same mistake again.
That's a very dry way of seeing it.
If by dry you mean that it lacks the emotional aspect most people would add to a
to
statement like this,
SpellForce
then yes, I suppose it is. But again, it was not only the attack that diminished our numbers, but also a disagreement we had within the guild.
What kind of disagreement?
I would prefer not to talk about it. I am sorry.
Actually, we're here for a reason. We're investigating the blood burn. Is there anything you or your guild knows about
Нет,
it?
кто-то там, не знаю, ты уже спрашивал.
Studying it.
I guess you could say that, yes.
Interesting. No, we do not know more about it than most alchemists or apothecaries at this point, though our general consensus is that we doubt the corporeal origin of the plague.
Первая часть была шикарная, вторая неплохая.
Well, you're right about that. It's magical, and it's connected to the Shapers.
The Tsarland, that's interesting. Say, would you mind to tell me more? You seem to know a lot of variables which we are not aware of yet.
I'll tell you, but we should find somewhere to sit. It's a long story.
Of course. Well, this is both fascinating and peculiar.
What do you make of it?
I do not believe in visions and prophecy unless they come from a dreamweaver, so I'm uncertain. There is no arguing that this man Rondar Lacane knew more about the bloodburn than most people. And his clues led you to Mulandir, which is nothing short of impressive. So you believe that the bloodburn is caused by Shaper telepathy. Is that correct?
It's a theory, but yes. Rogue telepathy, so to speak.
I see. I would like to come with you.
What?
I was clear, was I not? I would like to come with you. Your story is nothing short of fascinating. The Shaper City, the bloodburn, and this nexus. I would like to accompany you and help. I have a wide knowledge of the magic and the Shapers, and have a strong interest in finding a cure for the bloodburn.
What about the guild? Aren't you their leader?
I am, but that does not bind me to stay. It is common for creators' mages to head out to expeditions. They have become rarer due to the war, but still, there is nothing stopping me from coming back when our business is concluded.
Well, why not? Just know that it will be dangerous.
I can defend myself. Quite well, in fact. However, there is one thing I need to finish before I come with you. Study. Maybe you could help. This would facilitate matters.
As long as it doesn't take too much time, yes. What are you studying?
Simple. I have always been fascinated by the notion of sentience and the mind in general. What creates consciousness? What is it that distinguishes us as humans from a wolf who is slave to his instincts? Quite recently, a group of refugees who arrived in Everlight told me of a bizarre sight. They said that a stone golem took over the abandoned mine near the gates and has grown a soul. And apparently he's been trading with the villagers and even befriended one of them. It all seems highly unlikely, but I want to investigate it.
Этого голема, по-моему, уже убил случайно. Я не уверен.
A monster with a soul? How is that even possible?
I do not know. It is not the first time people have reported such occurrences, but most of the times they turned out to be a hoax. This is the first case I've heard that might be legitimate. If it's true, this might change the world forever. Can you imagine? The ramifications of such a discovery would be monumental. It is currently believed that only the 5 principal kinds are capable of conscious thought. Disproving that would change everything. Suddenly, would killing a monster not be a homicidal act? Would putting them in a cage not be considered slavery? And finally, is it right for the principal kinds to consider themselves special, chosen by the Guardians?
What do you need my help with?
Well, this is all an exciting scholarly prospect, but a golem is still a golem. So if the monster goes feral, I will require assistance. I can defend myself, but still it would be unwise to go there alone. I will get prepared and meet you at the mine. Do you know where it is?
Tell me.
Up north, at the top of the Iskander mountain. I will go as soon as possible.
Fair enough. I'll see you there.
Нашли квестик еще один.
Is there anything you need?
Sure. Odd fellow. But he's a capable mage, that's for sure.
Let's see.
Записка мага. Самоанализ. Магия – сила столь же внутренняя, столь и внешняя. Путь к истинному мастерству лежит не в бескрайних пределах окружающего мира, а в глубине души заклинателя. Рассудительность, осознанность, рефлексия – вот главные качества опытного мага. Разум подобен дремучему лесу, в котором легко заблудиться. Достаточно один раз сойти с пути, чтобы упасть навсегда. Те же, кто сможет пройти по этой дороге до конца, преодолев все опасности, приблизятся к истинному пониманию. Сильный разум, понимающий разум – вот что делает мага мастером своего дела. Чтобы достичь высот магии, нужно осознать, как устроено сознание. Повелевать магией способен лишь тот, кто может заглянуть внутрь самого себя. За ацтеков. Дай подумать. Закончим за Непал. Возможно, даже после Непала. То есть стрима где-то через 2-3.
Interesting.
You have a strange aura.
Да-да, мне уже говорили. Очень сильно похоже на подкат к девушке. Ты подходишь, у тебя очень странная аура. А как тебя зовут? Ну, отличное начало разговора.
I beg your pardon?
Your aura, it's different, cold. Anyway, forgive my manners. Callaghan Theo, archiver of the Creators Guild.
Да, вас это интересно.
I'm looking for someone. An archaeologist named Albertus Watley.
Там еще не победа далеко.
That man obsessed with his island?
Yes. What do you know about him?
Not much. Only that he showed up here some years ago asking for funding for his bizarre excavation. All the nobles who usually fund these kinds of things had rejected him. However, he didn't have any proof backing up his claims, other than him claiming to be of Hibernian ancestry, just like Queen Aelith. So we had to send him away as well, which didn't stop him from digging.
He thinks he's a Hibernian?
Well, he said that his great-great-great-great-grandmother was part Hibernian or something along those lines, though he didn't have any of the Queen's gifts.
And he also claimed that, through his heritage, he has been having those strange dreams since his childhood of a secluded island within the Black Sea that no explorer has ever laid eyes upon.
And I take it you didn't believe him?
Well, I wanted to, and so did the other archivers. But the moment we start giving out money for fascinating stories alone is the moment we will stop existing.
Первым это религию взял, насколько я понимаю, вторым что-то военное. Первая новаторская, тоді вторая, блин. Две админки брать не очень. Тебе религию нужно было брать. Ну что-то военное брать. Нападение, дворянское, возможно. Нападение, оборона, дворянская. Что-то с этого рекомендуем. Количество. Ну, вас количество напрягает экономику. Там лимит армии не нужен.
Why would he dig in Everlight to find an island?
Because apparently there's a Shaper portal that might take him there. Or a Hibernian portal, I don't remember, it's been a while.
If you and the nobles denied him the means to do an excavation, how did he dig?
That's where it gets tragic. He spent his entire heritage.
To no avail.
Not entirely. He found what resembled a portal, but it was just dead, cold stone. It didn't take him anywhere. He tried to activate it for years, but ultimately his savings ran out. Now he lives in the Mud District, begging for food. He literally gave it all for his dream, but failed. A sad story. Why do you ask, though?
Баклажан дворянские еще рекрутов добавляют, спад традиции убирают, в конце осадку дают. Мощь кавалерии. Хорошие идеи.
Curiosity. Thank you for your help.
Sure. You're welcome. I have to continue my work now. Safe travels, friends.
I'll do what's required.
Let's see.
Hey, you're an adventurer,
Так,
aren't
есть
you?
что-то интересное.
Come take a look. I'm sure I've got something that might spark your interest.
В гильдии магов продают кучу оружия и доспехов. Это нормально? Неплохо. Зелье, которое навсегда поднимает характеристики. Да, покажи, я тебе назвал на выбор: дворянское, нападение или оборону. Вот я бы что-то с этого брал. А что уже смотри по вкусу. Как-то дороговато. Десять тысяч, 5 зелий, то есть 50 тысяч нужно. Нет, мы можем немного продаться.
Come again. May Tiara bless your path. Axes, daggers, swords, everything for the weary traveler.
Покажи, что тебе больше по душе, то и бери. Берем зелье могущества. 10 тысяч, все наши деньги. Какая боль. Два одинаковых щита нам не нужно. Еще одно зелье можем купить. Или, возможно, зелье умения взять. Давайте зелье умения.
A fair offer.
Хорошо. Что качаем? Выносливость, наверное. Можем носить хорошие доспехи. У нас сейчас их круче даже. Окей, тогда силу. Качаю ауру, передышка будет хилять. Куча скиллов, но как их юзать непонятно, слишком много уже всего. Давайте возьмем еще 2 зелья. Зелье умения. Прокачаем пассивочки. Итого у нас осталось 1000. Слишком много вариантов, что покачать. Все полезное. Яростью зад нужно. Качаю пассивка. Вампиризм плюс 4%. И побежали отсюда. Итого у нас вампиризм уже сколько получается? Все соберитесь. От топора 30% вроде. И от скилла еще 6, 36%.
Of the few refugees who make it to Everlight, many are shocked to find that their troubles do not end there. Though its neutrality as a city-state left it largely unscathed during the Mage Wars,
это определенная миссия, когда нужно противостоять вражеской армии. Там начинается
the biggest ones being the ever-growing gap between the rich and the poor, an uncontrollable rise in crime, and the...
Нормально, баклажан.
Well then, off to the Mud District. Let's hope Watley's still there.
And still alive.
What's next?
Just give the word.
What do we need? Now would you look at that?
Здравствуй, Никита.
Greetings. Say, could you help me with something? I'm looking for a man called Ilbertus Watley.
Ilbertus what? Never heard of him. Sorry.
No problem. Tiara's blessing. Excuse me, sir. I'm looking for someone named Ilbertus Watley. Ever heard of him?
Watley? Nah, don't think so.
I see.
Почему голос женской?
Fine.
Вы ничего.
Excuse me, madam. I was wondering if you could help me. I'm looking for a man named Ilbertus Watley. He's supposed to live here.
Watley? Oh, you mean that beggar? Ah, he lives here. Does nothing but beg for coins at the marketplace all day long. What do you want from him?
Long story. Much obliged.
Игра просто заставляет бегать по городу, терять кучу времени. Вот ради чего это сделано? The Guild? Да нет, совсем другое.
I think that's him.
Вот ничего общего, кроме вида сверху.
Please, the old father will reward you for your generosity.
Are you Sir Ilbertus Watley?
Yes, I am. Who are you?
Много людей на этой игре. И сейчас максимум 9 человек.
That accursed island. Tiara's breath. Here I thought I was done with it for good.
Графика. Ну да, графика возможно еще. Когда там уже третья гильдия выйдет с раннего доступа. Хочется поиграть. В детстве любил вторую часть. Прикольная игра.
You seem bitter about it.
How did you guess? I sacrificed everything I had just for some deluded fantasy. From a nobleman in Tiara's grace to a beggar in the mud district. Quite the career, isn't it? And all because of some deluded childhood dream.
По-моему, в сентябре в раннем доступе появилась.
I'm special. Let's not talk about it.
Well, we know for a fact that it exists, and we want to find it.
What?
The island exists, and we have reason to believe there's something on it that we need. And we've been told that you tried to excavate an old Hibernian portal that could lead us there.
Forgive me, but this is a lot to take in.
But the portal exists?
Yes. Yes, it does. But it's useless. Just a piece of stone.
Another question. We were told that you consider yourself part Hibernian, like the Queen.
Well, not anymore. But yes, I believed that for a very long time.
How come?
Long story. The short version is that I've had these strange dreams ever since I can remember. Dreams of turquoise marble, of old rituals and ancient dragons. But they were always so vivid, like a real memory.
And that led you to believe they were?
That and the fact that I've always felt different from others. But then again, who doesn't? In the end, the Creators Guild was right. I had nothing to back up my claims.
Be that as it may, we need to find a way to get to that island. And building a ship isn't an option. Can you show us that portal?
Сюжет есть магическая чума, которая бродит по миру. Мы должны найти лекарство.
Can you take us there?
Fine. I can. But only under one condition. You need to pay me. Now, believe me, I wouldn't ask this if I had a choice. But leaving this place during the busiest hours of the day means I'll end up with an empty belly tonight. Just give me 30 gold. That should last me for a week.
Я сегодня щедрый, держи 60.
Take 60.
Oh, that's very generous of you. Thank you. Meet me at the excavation site, will you? I need to take care of something first.
Okay, see you there.
Человек потратил состояние, угробил свою жизнь, чтобы найти то, что спасет мир, и мы за это дали ему 60 золотых. Окей. Окей, мы жадные.
Poor man. To give it all up for your dream and then fail. That must hurt.
They're not as uncommon as you might think. Some dreams just stay dreams. We just like to tell ourselves otherwise.
Так, куда-то не туда.
What do you require?
Let's see.
Нет, Васерт, не он. До него мне тоже говорили это.
Nowadays, few people remember the reason for Everlight's wealth. the glittering mine. For a long time it was believed.
Так, где-то здесь мы должны найти голема.
Ah, it is you.
Didn't you say in front of the mine?
I did, but then I realized that it might be wise to scout ahead in order to get a clearer picture of the situation. Come, let us go. The golem and its supposed friend should be further down the mine. Follow me.
Got it. Will do.
Здесь было дофигища гоблинов, но мы уже побродили, всех убили. Берегите. Защищать его нужно. Окей, гоблина убили, появилась нежить. Отлично.
They won't stand a chance.
Интересно, вампиризм работает? Да, вампиризм работает на нежить.
I did not expect so many creatures.
Strange.
Нет, не пошаговый.
Prepare yourselves.
Вот я спрашивал, игра похожая на Baldur's Gate, пошаговые бои, это Divinity Original Sin. Шикарная игра, я в нее играл, где-то в записи. Только я не допрошел, то есть будем еще играть. Прикольно, зомбари взрываются и убивают нас.
Help me, for heck's sake!
I'm injured.
Это русская игра, что? Divinity Original Sin, русская игра? Что ты путаешь?
Got it.
В принципе, игра, наверное, будет игрой года. Во многих изданиях. РП года 100%. Да и русский где? Variant Studio. Это, по-моему, не русский далеко. Я, конечно, могу ошибаться, потому что я не интересовался, кто ее делал. Но я очень сильно сомневаюсь, что русские. Ну, все. Теперь мне нужно загуглить. Спасибо, Васерт. Теперь меня все залагало. Неизвестно почему. Ну что за фигня? Как же все лагает. Главное, процессор не нагружен. Нифига не нагружено. Извините, у меня тут такой перерыв, но мне нужно срочно посмотреть. Divinity Original Sin 2. Разработчик Variant Studio. Бельгийский разработчик компьютерных игр. Васер, ты все очень сильно напутал. Ну, была открыта студия. Одна из студий находится в Санкт-Петербурге. Это ничего не означает. Неизвестно, чем они занимаются конкретно. Например, в Киеве есть студия Ubisoft. Это не означает, что игры вроде Assassin's Creed делаются в Киеве.
I know.
Interesting. Let's see. Greetings. Are you...
Rick, who are they? I'm afraid.
Don't worry, Hubert. They are not here to hurt you. Judging by the sounds of fighting we heard, I take it you took care of those undead. If so, you have my thanks. They appeared out of nowhere just a couple of days ago and locked us in.
They are dead. We're here to ask you some questions about your friend.
I figured. So I'm guessing you heard the rumors, right? Yes, this is the golem with a soul. And yes, I am the odd fellow protecting him. But before I tell you anything, promise me that you won't hurt him.
I know he might look intimidating, but he's actually quite sensitive.
If he doesn't hurt us, we won't hurt him.
He won't. Trust me, hurting anybody is the last thing on Hubert's mind. So, what do you want to know? You didn't come here to take him away, did you?
Hubert is a stone golem. Why didn't you kill these undead yourselves if they trapped you?
Kill? Hubert? I told you he couldn't hurt a fly. He doesn't look it, but in his head, he's just like a child.
Why Hubert?
It was my grandfather's name. And one day, I simply started calling Hubert that, and it stuck.
How did you come to know Hubert? I mean, you don't just come up to a golem and start a conversation.
Right. You don't. I found him laying half dead just outside this mine. Some creature drained him of his essence, a ghost or something.
Darkness came and stole my light. It hurt. It hurt so bad.
I know, Hubert, but it's over now.
For some reason, I immediately noticed that Hubert was different. In every other situation, I would have simply turned away and alarmed the guard, but I just couldn't. So I went into the city to find a mage.
Who? Joseph. His name was Joseph.
He is not with the Creators Guild. And this Joseph agreed to help you.
Well, he still owed me a favor, so... Yes, I asked him to heal Hubert. And even though he told me it was dangerous, he eventually did it. When it was done, he told me to get away as soon as possible, as it might wake up again soon. But just like when I had first seen him there, I simply knew that there was something in him. Something that made him more than just a construct. So I waited. And it turned out I was right. You can figure out the rest. I took him into the mine, as the Everlight guards would have attacked him on sight. And here, we became friends.
How long ago is it that you found him?
Let me think. Almost 4 moons now.
How did you become friends, though?
Rick, friendly. Rick, always friendly. Rick, care for me.
Well, maybe friendship isn't the proper word for it. It's more like I care for him, the way a father cares for a child. And yes, I know how funny that sounds considering Hubert's size.
Hubert, what makes you different from other golems? When did you realize you can think for yourself?
I don't know. I always had thoughts, always had ideas, but I did not know how to tell people about them. After the ghost attacked me and Rick healed me, he taught me how to speak.
Также не имеешь такую медленную озвучку.
Yes, of course. Rick
Успеваешь текст прочитать 5 раз.
Hubert is a very good student. He learned how to speak almost fluently in just a couple of months. If only men were half as eager to learn, maybe we wouldn't be in this mess we find ourselves in.
He could also carry the spirit of a person in him. Did you ever think of that?
If so, it was the spirit of an infant. As I said, all I did was offer Hubert guidance and, well, love.
What are your plans for Hubert? Neither he nor you can stay in this cave forever.
Honestly, I don't know. Hubert is such a good lad, and I want him to have a normal, happy life. as bizarre as that sounds when talking about a golem. He would love to make friends and...
Yes, friends. Rick, will these misters be my new friends?
Hubert, what did we say about interrupting other people when they're talking?
It's rude. And it makes people sad.
Do you want me to be sad, Hubert?
No, Rick. I'm sorry.
Apology accepted. Just don't do that again.
Anyway, I try not to think about it. And until you showed up and killed those undead, I wasn't even sure we'd ever make it out of that cave again.
All right, look. My friend here would like to learn more about Hubert's uniqueness. It would be of great scientific value. Would it be possible for us to examine him?
I don't know. Will it harm him?
Golems were created to endure pain.
What my friend is trying to say is, he will do everything he can to keep Hubert comfortable.
What do you think, Hubert?
I don't know.
Fine. If you think it will help us understand Hubert better, then I don't want to be an obstacle. Go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Then let us begin. Interesting. Truly interesting. Hubert, I am done. You can rest now.
It wasn't bad, Rick. It tickled a little, but it didn't hurt.
So, what did you find out?
Not much. But let me discuss it with my companion first. Tahar, if you please.
Where is the kind sir going, Rick? I liked him.
They're just going to have a talk. They'll come back.
So let me be brief. I inspected Hubert's magical core, and it is rather unusual. It's overflowing with magical essence, unlike anything I've ever seen. My theory is that his remarkable intelligence comes from this irregularity. Unfortunately, I believe that the very same irregularity is also dangerous. The essence within him seems unstable. It is very likely that it will eventually get out of control and cause an explosion unlike anything this land has ever seen. To me, it appears we have two options. We can destroy the golem, or take it back to the guild and try to harness its power, with the chance to stabilize the core and allow it to live. I do not think I should make that choice. I consider myself a rational person, but I'm afraid that my fascination with the matter clouds my judgment.
What do you mean by harness his power?
Well, the possibilities are endless. If we can replicate the structure of its core and stabilize it, it has the potential to change the world. We might even be able to recreate it, thus giving us a power source with the chance to recreate life. Obviously, there is no guarantee these experiments will bear fruit. We would also be risking blowing Everlight to smithereens in the process. If I had to make a guess, I would say that there is a 40% chance that the golem will be stabilized, and we will be able to harness the core. A 40% chance that it will die in perceived agony, and a 20% chance of triggering the devastating explosion.
That's a tough decision. Let me talk to Rick.
Of course.
Вот я жду игру, где добрый выбор, в данном случае помощь голему, приведет к массовым смертям. Это было бы оригинально, это бы запомнилось.
Interesting. So, what did you and your friend talk about?
Well, there's no good way to say this. Hubert's magic core is very unusual. It is overflowing with energy, and while this energy is what makes him sentient, it also makes him dangerous. If we let Hubert stay here, the core might eventually become unstable and explode.
The only way to save him is to take him to the Creators Guild, where they can try to control his power. Thing is, it might be a painful experience for Hubert.
I'm sorry, but it's the only way. The alternative would be to kill him.
You bloody monster! No! There's no way I'm letting you do this! He's a person, damn it, not some toy for some mages to tinker with! You'll have to kill me first!
Rick, you're outnumbered, and I'm offering you and Hubert a chance. Don't you see it? You can either die here like a fool, or you can make sure Hubert gets through the entire ordeal together with you.
Well, I guess you're right, aren't you?
I don't have a chance against you all. But let me say this. If I learn that anything happens to Hubert, I will come and hunt you down, even if it costs my life.
Hubert, it's time to go. We're moving into a new home.
What? I'm going to see the outside again? Just how you promised.
Yes. Just how I promised.
Well, I must say that I'm happy you made that decision. I will go back to the guild now and prepare my things for our journey as discussed. I will see you there.
Давайте закончим уже этот квест. Собираем мясо гоблинов, не знаю зачем.
Understood.
Of the few refugees who make it to Everlight, many are shocked to find that their troubles do not end there. Though its neutrality as a city-state left it largely unscathed during the Mage Wars, the city has its own mountain of problems to struggle with. The biggest ones being the ever-growing gap between the rich and the poor, an uncontrollable rise in crime, and the Purity of Light's aggressive crusade for new followers.
Идем в гильдию творцов.
Interesting.
As a neutral, a political association of mages solely devoted to the study of magic, the members of the Creators Guild were among the few gifted that remained.
А куда мне? Не наверх. Голема пока что не привели.
Ah, there you are. In case you were wondering, I sent 2 mages to help Richard and Hubert find their way to the guild. It will be a marvelous opportunity to deepen our knowledge on magic. I'm still fascinated by the idea that an abundance of magic is able to create sentience. Just think of what that entails. Either way, I am ready to join you. I need to take care of some formalities first, but I'm ready to depart before next dawn. Where shall we meet? According to your story, the Shaper City is in the middle of Iskander, is it not?
Нам где-то 3 уровня не хватало. Прилично опыта отсыпали.
Yes, near a village called Farland's Hope. But you can just meet us on the border of Everlight, and we'll take you there together.
Then that is what I will do. Thank you, Tahar. I'm looking forward to working with you.
Плюс 1 спутник. Давайте прокачаемся. Что качаем? Что нам не хватает? Ловкость бессмысленно качать, потому что мы силач. Или выносливость, или силу воли. Наверное, выносливость. Здесь вампиризм качаем. Ирия. Ловкость или выносливость. Ей нужно хилять, так что давайте выносливость. В рикошет было бы неплохо выйти. Пытаемся в рикошет выйти. Реальная проблема с концентрацией, маловато маны. Как-то очень странно. Если скачаем силу воли, поднимается сопротивление магии, но падает сопротивление физурона почему-то. Как так? Где связь? Интеллект то же самое. В чем прикол? Странно работает. Качаю интеллект, будет восстановление маны больше.
Yes.
Прокачали. Автоматические атаки вызывают кровотечение.
What?
Ура, мы качаем шанс нанести урон чистым типом урона. И ловкость, наверное.
Yes. You got it.
Дамаж, наверное, сплатим. Все дамажат. Ну, все, кроме хиллера. Но хиллеру не нужно. Самое интересное, все дамажат и все очень толстые. Их убьешь.
Of the few refugees who make it to Everlight, many are shocked to find that their troubles do not end there. Though its neutrality as a city-state left it largely unscathed during the Mage Wars, the city has its own mountain of problems to struggle with. The biggest ones being the ever-growing gap between the rich and the poor, an uncontrollable rise.
Ну что ж, и, наверное, на сегодня это будет все. Немножечко поиграли, ну как немножечко, 3 часика. Прошли пару квестиков. Продолжать будем в таком же темпе. То есть стрим вечерком, немножечко играем, пока не надоест. Надеемся, так понемногу пройдем игру. По идее, до финала осталось не так много. Вот находим 2 камня. Хотя карта вроде еще большая. Сюда бы еще загрузки быстрее. Ну и вот карта большая. Думаю, еще сюда куда-то пойдем. В горы 100%. Если смотреть по карте, то мы прошли где-то 10-ю часть игры, наверное. Карта гигантская. Если мы реально прошли очень мало, то мне терпения может и не хватить до конца доиграть. Ладно, смотрим там уже по ходу. На сегодня же все. Благодарю за просмотр. Не забывайте подписываться и до новых встреч, не знаю когда.